A woman notices this sign on her car and starts running away. She didn't think this new sign on her car could be dangerous until she asked her TikTok followers what it could mean. Soon, it became clear it was much more perilous than at first glance. She ran straight to her house, locked all the doors, closed all the windows, and called 911. When she explained to the police what had happened, they told her to stay in at any cost. Jade Jules was a 27-year-old woman who lived alone and worked as a waitress in Newfoundland, Canada. But this weekend, she didn't want to be alone anymore. Due to her profession, the woman was constantly surrounded by different people. However, she was a real introvert by her nature and didn't have any desire to expand her social circle. Even though she tried to keep a low profile and didn't like people watching her, somehow she always managed to attract unwanted attention. The night when everything changed, Jade came back home after a hard-working day. She was too exhausted to do anything except for lying in front of the TV. When she was about to hit the hay, the woman heard some strange noise coming from her yard. The woman didn't pay much attention to it and fell asleep unaware of what was actually about to happen inside her property. The next morning, she decided to take out her trash and noticed something strange had happened to her car. The sign 1F was written on the windshield, but Jade didn't think too much of it again, even though someone had clearly intruded on her backyard while she was sleeping. The sign could have been some teenager's graffiti, but it looked too perfect. Something was definitely off, and Jane was about to find it out. She took her phone and uploaded a video on her TikTok account.
I came outside to put my garbage out like I do every morning, and I went and this is on the top of my garbage bucket. What does that mean? A number 1 and F? What the is that?
The woman was definitely getting more fretted over it while waiting on some response. Finally, the comments started rolling in, which only confirmed her suspicions. Everybody told Jade to run. So the woman sprang into action, ran to her house, locked all the doors, and called the police. She told the operator everything that everyone had said. She wanted to know the truth. The operator clearly knew what this strange sign meant. They then told her to stay in and that the police would be over as soon as possible. When Jade hung up, she heard footsteps on her property. Her heart started pounding like a stereo. Who was that? And what was she going to do? She slowly and silently crept towards her front door and looked towards her door's peephole. Luckily, it was her mother who came across her property. The woman hurriedly opened the door and ushered her mom in. She forgot they had planned to go for lunch, but Jade was extremely happy to see her mother and not to be home alone. She explained everything that had happened, and they both were waiting for the police to come. When the cops arrived, they got rid of the symbol and told her to go live somewhere else for a few days. So, what did this letter mean? Her TikTok video now went viral. Jade filmed herself coming down the steps of her home and pointing to the 1F letter. She then asked, "What does this mean?" The video has been viewed 12.6 million times and has over 40,000 comments. All the people warned Jade to get away from the house as the symbol meant terrifying things. The police told the woman that someone was targeting her. What? It didn't make any sense. Jade was confused and scared at the same time. But soon, everything would become crystal clear. The cops told her that the noise she had heard that night was probably a criminal intruding on her property. But this news wasn't as terrifying as the ones they were about to say next. Whoever did this was planning it for weeks. The 1F sign was a gang sign that marked the houses with one female living there. This meant it was easier for robbers to target such homes. The cops advised Jade to live with her mom for a few days or weeks and then improve security around her house. I was terrified. I thought someone did it as a joke or something, but then all the messages came in, so my mom came and got me. I packed some stuff and haven't been home since, Jade recalled. I'm not sure what kind of crime the symbol meant in my situation, But if all that is true, then I'm scared about what could have happened, she said. I took out my phone, recorded it, and posted it on TikTok because I had zero clue on what it meant. I thought people on TikTok would know and help me, which they did. I'm very thankful for everyone who helped me. Jade listened to the cops and bought some cameras and an alarm system to install around her house. She even adopted a dog to feel safer. My followers definitely saved my life. I was going out to put the trash out, and that's when I saw it, Jade said in an interview. However, the most terrifying part was that police could do nothing to help her. The police couldn't do anything because there were no suspects, and I had no clue who or what it was. So they just wiped off the bin and told me to stay safe, and if I could leave for a few days, to do that. So that's what I did. Since this ordeal happened, Jade's neighborhood created a watch committee, and there were no more frightful symbols outside her house. People have debated a lot about the use of symbols that criminals use to mark their victims. Warnings about the so-called gang code have continued to emerge over the years. We have actually seen and experienced these symbols being used by criminals, security experts at the Safeguarding Hub said. This is not to say that it is a common practice between bands of thieves, for most burglars work alone. In fact, there are many other signs which mean you are presumably targeted. For example, have you ever noticed unusual chalk symbols on your home or on the pavement outside your house? Well, it can mean that dog thieves have marked your home as a flourishing breed to steal. People say that red chalk means that there are large dogs worth stealing, while yellow and pink marks refer to medium and small dogs. Ashley Hardiker from Michigan said she found a sweater knotted around her windscreen wipers one day. Then, she saw another car ready to drive off nearby. I had seen posts lately about people finding things under their windshield wipers as an attempt to get girls out of their cars and distracted, she said on Facebook. The next time it's better to think twice if you find a rock on your driveway. This could be a sign that you're being targeted. Distinctive stones are believed to have been left outside of properties which look unoccupied. Nick Goff, chairman of neighborhood committee, says, this includes stones left under rear tires of some cars, possibly to act as a test for homeowner activity at the address. Home security specialists Yale notify that some criminals mark outside bins, while some can place a sticker on the side of the bin to target their next victims. Pre-burglar marking is an issue we have been aware of for a long time, a spokesperson for the security company said. White stones with advertising stickers attached to the bins with fake locksmith contact details have been used as a way of marking vulnerable properties. The markings are thought to provide potential housebreakers details about the building, such as whether it's a good target or has an alarm, or whether it has previously been targeted successfully. Sometimes, the robbers leave mounds of stones near the farms to signal that they are a good target to steal everything. The lesson of this story? You should always pay attention to these unusual signs and symbols outside your home or business. It's always better to take them with a pinch of salt and stay safe.